Chapter 8. Cole. Cole still wasn't sure how to feel about Cara. His gut told him she was a victim, especially after listening to her tell her friends the truth. That couldn't have been easy. And while they had stuck by her, promising to help in any way they could, Cole had felt the tension in the room. It permeated the air, remaining even after the last person had left. "Where are we going?" he asked as he quickened his pace to keep up with Cara. Though she was shorter than he was, she took long strides and covered distances quickly. "Fire Dreams. It's Jordan's restaurant. I don't know about you, but I needed to get out of the bed and breakfast for a bit." She stopped and turned to face him. Besides, they have great food. His stomach rumbled at the mention of food. He didn't think he had eaten since breakfast. The day had been a whirlwind after that, with Cara showing him her trashed room, and then the discussion with her friends. She pulled open the doors to the restaurant, a casual place with a homey feel. The lowered lighting invited intimate conversations, and the color palette appealed to the eyes. "Hi, Cara," the hostess behind the podium said as Cara approached. "Two today?" A wide, sincere smile lit up her face as she grabbed two menus. Cara nodded before addressing the woman. "Hi, Jenny. How are you doing?" She obviously knew the woman, and Cole wondered again how close-knit this community was. "Pretty good now that life has calmed down," the woman said, stepping out from behind the podium. "You seem to be settling in well," Cara said, as Jenny led them to a table. The woman's smile grew even larger as she stopped at a table. "I am. Graham and Jordan have been amazing bosses, and I can't thank you enough for helping me out when I first got here." "It's what I do." Cara turned her attention to Cole. "And I am always happy to help." The hostess looked between them for a minute, as if sensing the tension. Then she handed them each a menu. "Well, thank you. Here are your menus, and your server should be with you shortly." "Is there anybody in this town you don't know?" Cole asked when the hostess was out of earshot. "Of course. The town isn't that small." No, it wasn't. While it had a small town feel, the town was rather large, which prompted him to ask the question that was on his mind. "I know this is all a guess, but what do you think the odds are that Fire Beach is the target?" Her smile faded as his words hit home. "Honestly, I doubt it. Although it's possible something gets released here, I fear there is something much bigger and more nefarious underfoot. Fire Beach is a nice place, but we have nothing political to be gained here." "Unless it's personal." Cole hoped it wasn't. He was beginning to like Cara, and as much as he wasn't sure he liked the feelings he was having towards her, he didn't want her to be the bad guy. Nor did he want anything to happen to her or her friends. "Let's talk about something else, shall we?" Cara switched the topic as she opened her menu. "You said this might be your last job, but you look too young to retire. What do you plan to do next?" That was a very good question, and one which Cole didn't have an answer for. He honestly didn't even know for sure this would be his last job. What he did know was that for the first time in years, he was lonely and tired of it. The fact that he was a criminal investigator made it hard enough to find a woman who wasn't afraid he would use his skills on her. But add to that his time away from home, and keeping a relationship was impossible. Or at least it had been the few times he had tried it after. No, he wasn't letting his mind go there. "To be honest, I have no idea. I guess I'd just like a job where I could be home more than I am. Living out of a hotel is only fun for so long." He held her gaze for a moment before dropping his eyes to the menu. It had been a while since a woman had affected him the way Cara did, and he wasn't quite sure how to handle the emotions coursing through him. I can understand that. I enjoyed moving around with the military at first, but I've come to appreciate having a place to call home. He caught the subtle hint of sadness in her voice. Will you have to go back to active duty when this is over? Cara bit her lip and shook her head. I don't know. I only have a few more months before I'd need to re-enlist. I had planned on it because I couldn't imagine leaving the project unfinished. But now, I'm not so sure. The waitress approached then and took their order. They ate in silence when the food came, but Cole could feel the tension still lingering between them. What's your next move? Cara blinked at the sudden question and swallowed her food before answering. A call to my boss, I guess, to see if he can spare some other researchers, and I need to purchase a new laptop. I can't do much until I have that. Then I'd like to follow up with the hospital to make sure they have the medicine. It wasn't a detailed plan, but Cole wasn't sure they could get more specific until they knew more. Well, I'm not sure what help I can be, but whatever you need, you let me know. Her eyebrow lifted. You're staying then, even though I'm not Steve's killer? Did she want him to leave, or did he hear a note of relief in her voice? I figure whoever attacked Steve, and then you, may still be in the area. Until I know for sure, I think it's best that I stay close. Besides, I have no other clues yet. My lab tech will call if she finds anything else out, but for now, my best chance of catching Steve's killer is helping you. He meant the words, but he also didn't mind the fact that his lack of clues gave him an excuse to remain near Cara.